for me, I didn't like the idea that you became truncated into this hating person when I knew from my experience that I would be very pressed to find somebody that cares more than Kim Burrell.
Well, you know what was hurtful is that church people started to jump on the bandwagon of what secular people's description of it was. And I think I did cry one day, and I cried one day. The one day that I cried is when I realized that the frontline social world known church was not as strong toward me or strong toward the word that I spoke, to defend the word. Not enough people defended it. There were some gospel artists, some well-known ones, who went public that I've worked very hard not to hold anything in my heart. And my feelings, I still hold it because they went for so long giving me one thing. But then the truth came out about their feelings concerning whatever. And they kind of jumped on the bandwagon of the famous people. I think that's because they desire to be more famous than kingdom-minded. Now, that's my opinion about them.
I got you.
And so I appreciate that perspective because that is so true. That's from someone who has known me very, very long, and I'm still the same. I love people. People don't even know that I housed homosexual people in my home, and I would today. But one thing I will never do is stop loving people, and I will never not tell the truth of what it is I know. You know, the Constitution is one thing for America, but my Constitution also includes the Bible. And I'm going to always stand on the Constitution of the Word of God. And I feel better doing that than thinking that I missed out on an Ellen experience. I don't know if I should have made it to Ellen, because I probably would have ended up embarrassing the church or embarrassing somebody, because I would say, Ellen, do you know the Lord? And I probably would have interviewed her about her relationship with God had we sat down, because that's my driving force. I love God. People can do whatever. A lot of people, I came off the internet, so there's a lot I don't know about what people said. And I've prayed for the ones that I've...
You came off the internet?
Yeah, I didn't go on social media at all. I wouldn't read it or nothing. Like January 1st, I was off. My family wouldn't let me read. They took my phones, nothing. They were like, no, this needs to go away. And then my brother was stricken with a stroke that eventually took his life 2 weeks later.
Wow.
And so my life was so involved in trying to watch him. He was only 50 years old. He was my mother's firstborn. And the brother that I grew up with, he named me. So my life went into that. And I didn't pay attention to, and I'm going to tell you what really helped me. I flew out to L.A., and Kevin was still in ICU. And I went to go meet with Jay Z, and it was quietly kept because I've always done my business like that. But anyway, Jay Z called me. He says, Kim, I always know when Beyonce is going through something emotional or spiritual because I always hear you. She plays you really loudly through the house.
Whoa.
So he says, this time I need that, Kim. And will you come to L.A.? I said, yeah, it's no problem. So I asked my brother before I left him. I said, I got to go see Jay Z. He said, yeah, much success. His final words to me, actually. So I fly to L.A. We sit and talk for 2 hours. I found out so much about Jay Z that blessed me that I'll always support him as a person. So the church can jump on the bandwagon and say whatever they'd like. And then I've got 2 songs coming out on Bible of Love, Snoop Dogg's new record. And he's one of the most pleasant people you ever wanted to meet. Absolutely. And I'm working for kingdom business, and these are people that you need to know, that you're gonna know, because it's time for us to do work and move the movement of God ahead. God doesn't need our help, but He desires to see how much we would love to help Him be God in the earth, and that is what my mission is, and that's what all of them know my mission is. I'll never forget the first time I went in the studio with Missy Elliott. She says, "All we have is music for you to hear for this song." I said, "Well, why is that?" She said, "Because I respect your relationship with God so much, I'm not gonna put no words in your mouth."
Whoa.
That's been almost 20 years ago. And that respect still stands out there. And Jay Z, I'm on that title cut 444. And some people say, we're listening for you. I'm on there. That's me singing. Yeah.
Oh, that's
title
right.
cut. Yeah.
Oh. You better
yeah, that's Yeah, and so the new one with Snoop Dogg is smoking hot. It is so amazing. It's 2 of them. And it's me and Tone singing on one of them together, and then it's just me, and I'm doing all the leading. I don't know if I'm doing background either. But it's a work to be done. I'm so focused on moving forward, and I'll never move past anyone. One prayer I prayed, I said, Lord, please heal the heart and emotions of those, whether they be homosexual or not, that were offended by what I never meant for them to misunderstand. Heal them. And if they never like me again, I'm not going to do a poll. That's on them. But Lord, continue to keep the love of God in my heart for every person. They know I don't. I've run into so many, since I've received so many letters from a lot of people who carry on in that lifestyle. My belief is mine, theirs is theirs. And when I want to make an announcement about my belief, I'm going to shout it out. And I'll always shout it out because I believe in God. I believe in his power. And I believe in the love of God, the way I know the love of God to be. So I thank you for bringing that subject up. It's not a touchy matter for me because anything that's done from the heart, you don't run from that. Good. And thank you for recognizing the love of God in my heart. It's still there. It'll always be there. It'll always be there.